Hello friends, Namaste, a very warm welcome to all of you. And like previous papers, here also we will try to see that what the best we can take up and क्या वो issues हैं which must be addressed and how to write in a way which is going to help us in securing maximum marks. Going with the same intention and idea, let's start. How is the rapid growth of food processing industry leading to food safety challenges in India? So question is harping and focusing upon the fact that you must be able to bring that there is a rapid growth of food processing industry. You have to bring even in the food processing sector, how and in which states or food parks or even the role of public-private partnership or even national institutes like for example at Kundli, how they are helping. At the same time, safety of food, especially with respect to the international standards, is it really up to the mark or not? So synergy between FSSAI and FMCG players, I like it. It start HUL, PNG, ITC, okay, fine. Concerns high sugar, salt, fat content, okay, fine, but it will lead to rise in non-communicable disease, obviously, that I agree with you, 45%, 55%. Productivity, efficiency, and demographic dividend will generate necessary to increase healthcare expenditure. Countries like USA, England banned such processed food items. So we have to bring, you have to bring the word like phytosanitary measures, and secondly, we have to also bring the role of agriculture, produce, export development authorities, and food safety. When we are saying, then adulteration is also one of the elements. But then overall, we have tried to be very natural. Yes, the answer is very, in a flow, and it is not mechanical as such. So definitely on track. And it is missing out on the fact that one could have drawn a kind of a small map or a kind of a diagram where you are showing, food processing industry, because each within the food processing sector, there will be different kind of food safety challenges. So different food safety challenges are for jams, pickles, or even sauces. Then another is for the canned foods. Then another maybe for spices. So something of that sort you could have created. That element is missing. And the role of organic food is also missing. Under the PDS of India, the fair price shop transformation is an evolving process. Very broad, you should be bringing here the advanced technology and even GPS linked with the trucks, and also at the same time role of Aadhaar enabled payments, and at the same time role of Jan Dhan accounts. So many things can be done over here. Tamil Nadu model, Chhattisgarh model. So it's an evolving process where you should be ending the answer by talking about that how government will be able to create enough buffer and enough foundation for each Indian, that there will be no maramari as far as distribution of goods and services to the targeted population is concerned. So PDS crucial relevance, efficiency, welfare, brick and mortar structure, digitization, manner of functioning, Aadhaar enabled system, GPS tracking, very good, reducing errors, bogus beneficiaries, error exclusion, last mile, accessibility, one nation, one ration card, digitization, data analytics, changing demand, WTO dispute with Amber Box, I like it, good diversion of grains in the name of beneficiaries. So you should be bringing at the end what is your vision for the future. When you are say evolving, so you have to link it with the Amrit Kal of India, you have to link with how extreme poverty had been reduced. You have to link how it is going to be part of the 5 trillion economy. Somehow you have to make linkages. How are agri-tech startups in India helping farmers in enhancing farm productivity and market access? Another very good question. So agri-tech startup revolutioning green revolution, scientific precision, real time. Beginning is good. Planning appropriate crop given soil moisture, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, mechanization, new technology, drones, gene editing, precise agriculture technique, drop drones in scheme. Modernizing methods, direct seed rice in Punjab and Farm and AgroStar startups, contract farming, Sagan digital marketplace, AgroWare, buying from farmer, not just harvest. Wonderful. Over here, you have to bring some innovative aspect. For example, how the coming up of agriculture startups, they are also breaking the stereotype and prejudices linked with agriculture, especially with the women. So feminization of agriculture is one aspect you missed out. You could have brought it knowingly. So do not, and AI, you could have brought one line or two lines on AI also, directly or indirectly. So I think wonderfully written. It's on track. Talking about the answer, it is showing the lot of juice in the answer. Discuss the role of digitization of land records in the effective implementation of land reforms in India. Digitization of land records. Okay, uh, it is an element of land reforms. Obviously, 1947 edition, Abdul Jamindari, successful land tenancy regulation, ceiling of land holding, consolidation, digital India land records modernization, single window platform, land disputes, real-time administrative efficiency, land organization with real-time updated data, Delhi Master Plan 2040, effective land redistribution via monitoring the pattern of land use changes seen in West Bengal and Karnataka, formal credit, long pending reforms, and we are also talking about documented evidences. So you have to here, I think the picture was required to be created where the whole big reform is having a great pie of land reforms. So we have been able to do so, but it has become little repetitive and little bit monotonous because the whole complete picture should have been linked, which is a bit missing. But otherwise, we could have been a little more confident and innovative. But I believe we are definitely on the track in that sense. To fully exploit its demographic dividend and accelerate economic growth, India needs to adopt a manufacturing-led growth model. To fully exploit its demographic dividend and accelerate economic growth, India needs a manufacturing-led growth model. It is asking to discuss. So 1991, leapfrog, potential growth 116% to GDP growth, Make in India, Bharat initiatives. Okay, age 15 to 16, you have demography you have shown, 2047, 8%. Chief Economic Advisor, V. Ananta Nageshwaran. Investment should rise. MSME growth will be a major driver. Industrial development parks, plug and play model. Pili UP, Pharma, credit availability, SIDBI, IDBI, reviving SEZs, reducing corporate tax, PLI, DLI scheme, financial inclusion. Semiconductor and little bit should have been more focused with the number of employment that they are going to generate, and manufacturing led, then you should be talking about labor intensive sectors a bit in two lines and try to showcase that how means basically second layer could have come up. First layer has come up very beautifully, but then we are not able to do the justice in a great sense. There was some kind of scope we had. How can the resilience of Indian coastal communities be strengthened to tackle the growing natural hazards? Very wonderful question resulting from climate change. The growth of Indian coastal communities is a potential frontier. ठीक बात बोला, growing hazards आपने बता दिए, बहुत अच्छा बताया. I think wonderfully done. Resilience of Indian coastal communities, we have to focus. Come up, role of public sector, PPP model, community participation can help. How? Stabilizing the stable livelihood opportunities like cooking industry, training by civil society organizations, aquaculture and fish breeding practices by ACR, Sampada Yojana, promoting land fisheries with collaboration of big players and commercialize the fishing industry, adaptation, Kuttanad undersea cultivation, sustainable tourism. I think wonderful, but here also resilience of coastal communities, you have to bring their traditional practices and you have to also bring how to sync their traditional practices with the ongoing development and the challenges of climate change. For example, fishermen community of Gujarat, they are the traditional fishermen. They go for fishing. They are the one who are actually helping also in the export in such a big way. Then how to train them, how to keep them in sync with the government schemes, how people or traditional coastal communities are not living their traditional jobs or their traditional professions and not migrating from their own lands. So that distress migration has to be stopped. Then only you can create a resilient structure because they are the one who know the place and the space from ages. So that element is bit missing. I think that's the on track. How does the green credit program extend beyond carbon management to promote a sustainable environment in India? What are the various concerns about its implementation? So green credit program, wholesome ecosystem, reduction of carbon emission, boosting renewable projects. Green plus credit chalega. Green credit program apart from carbon sequestration, इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हो गया, चलिए आगे। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, एनएचए, ओ, ओके। स्ट्रीमलाइन ग्रीन ग्रोथ थ्रू मैकेनिज्म्स, ट्रांसपेरेंट मॉनिटरिंग, शिफ्ट थ्रू क्रेडिट बीइंग हाउएवर सर्टेन कंसर्न वी रिक्वायर ह्यूज, ठीक बात है, ब्रिंगिंग इनफॉर्मल सेक्टर, कैलकुलेटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ वन ग्रीन क्रेडिट, हाउ मच इक्विवेलेंस ऑफ कार्बन emissions it should be equitable to farm. Therefore, green credit program symbolizes India's adherence to the Panchamrit. I think on track, very good flow, good ideas. What is the need for Navik when existing satellite navigation system are already available? Nothing can replace indigenous. बहुत अच्छी शुरुआत की. India was resilient GPS, US navigation system, foreign nature, 24/7 data surveillance concerns. चलिए आगे चलिए. Periodic updates needed to evolving challenging natural disaster, urban planning, precision, 1,000 glacier lakes in Himachal. Navik will cater to national security interests, military services, not possible through GPS, equipped with synthetic aperture radar. I think very wholesome answer, 24/7 uninterrupted services. New tolling system in the lines of GPS-based tolling in US. Likewise, different nations have their own navigation system, Japan, France, and China. I think wonderfully written, completely justified. Cyber-enabled financial crimes, new frontier of global money laundering. Money laundering. So, financial frauds, faceless, borderless, global cooperation, cyber safety summit, blockchain technology plus prevention plus internet expansion plus smartphones has enabled. I think very wonderfully written. Cyber fraudster misuse measures, prevention of money laundering Act 2003, CBI, ED investigation, banning the food loan apps recently, FATF, periodic disclosures, Mahadev app, regulation of big tech players under personal data safety, WhatsApp introduced end-to-end encryption, awareness generation, RBI ads, regulation by SEBI and cyber cells, including the role of TDS and the gains on crypto returns. I think justified very simply and written with the mindset of answer. The Indian Army is observing 2024 the year of tech absorption. Why there is a need for tech absorption in defense sector of India and what are the challenges? Geopolitical and strategic challenges, defense sector preparedness, responsibilities, need for tech absorption, modernization to tackle new aging. So here, in such answers, we need good vocabulary. Doing border instability, neighborhood, increased defense spending by China. For example, India launches second nuclear powered submarine, INS Arihat. बिल्कुल सही बात है. To match the defense capabilities of major powers to be in race, Defense Industries Council, Factory Ordnance Board. So we basically it is not to matching with their spending, it is to do justice to our national interest. We have to make sure that what kind of language we are writing and certain kind of big words like the way yesterday also we discussed air warning control system, air defense की जब हम बात कर रहे थे, eyes in the sky and so forth. Little bit UAVs, anti-drone system, I think wonderful. You should have spoken about trilateral command also. Import dependence 40%, I think on track. Availability of technology, focusing on technology transfer through joint ventures. Next set of Rafales, adequate budget due to the challenge of simultaneously catering developmental needs. Budget of 2024 allocated to 2.1% of GDP of defense. US is 3% of GDP. Excessive spending will lead to apprehension of foreign players who want to maintain their hegemony like US and China. I think wonderfully written. Again, a very wholesome one. What are the issues faced in the development of trade and industry in the Northeast region? Wonderfully, very open-ended question. Comment on the measures taken. Frontier of development, focus East policy, donor, issues face instability, national security, inadequate infrastructure. The reasons pushes away investment, Northeast India, our government has taken steps such as allowing FDI, JICA, regional cooperation with Bangladesh. I think good facts, Assam Accord, maintaining with AFSPA Act, gradually AFSPA is being withdrawn, bilateral agreements for Bhutan, power supply, establishing food product industries, increased linkages. We could have spoken about that Northeast, Myanmar, Thailand, that trilateral highway. We could have just written about, Bay of Bengal thing we have discussed a couple of times. We missed out on that. Never miss the big picture. In the era of climate change and growing water scarcity, how can micro irrigation system? So rising intensity, frequency, climate change, totally damaging, harness, reduce edible land, climate change, torrential rain, excessive heat, drought. Wonderful. It is correct. On the other hand, water scarcity, peak acidification of soil, prolonged droughts, desertification, डिक्लाइनिंग वाटर टेबल, दस क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड वाटर स्केर्सिटी. तो वो पूछ रहा है, लेकिन माइक्रो इरिगेशन वाला थोड़ा पहले आना चाहिए था. Solution in micro irrigation, it will sustain irrigation facility throughout the period. If it is 250 words, then it's fine. Survival in harsh conditions. Maharashtra model, channelizing river linkage, Bethua, increase productivity, adequate application, water in the harmful help diversify cropping pattern like millets, Shriyan, cotton. Therefore, we should have brought the idea that how Israel model we are applying, how in climate we are making green हाउसेज एंड देन हॉर्टिकल्चर का एक लाइन होना चाहिए, देन अबाउट फ्लोरिकल्चर का एक लाइन होना चाहिए, एंड देन विद इन इंडिया ऑल्सो लाइक we have got national institute which are working upon high yielding variety crops, तो उनको आपको माइक्रो इरिगेशन जोड़ना चाहिए था. आई थिंक वी कुड हैव बीन लिटिल बिट मोर स्मार्ट ओवर हियर. What strategies can be adopted to overcome issues pertaining to freight transportation in Indian railways to increase the domestic share of freight in domestic freight? So improving freight transportation, game changer. Okay, logistics strategies, dedicated freight corridor, इसका आपको diagram बनाना चाहिए था. Multimodal logistics park, IMEC corridor, real-time cargo tracking, GPS, RFID, integration of courier delivery players through e-bidding. Points are amazing. We need a little bit of more fact. Modernization of railway stations with the new rolling technology, PV partnership, PM Kisan. Therefore, India, how if it is over 250 words, then we could have drawn certain graphical representation and some data. Then our answer would have been complete, especially with respect to economics, because we have to do economics option also. Discuss the factors that have aided India in making precious strides in renewable energy. Front runner in the global renewable energy transition. Okay. Panchamrat target, your green energy transition 2030, COP28, progress time. Limelight, responsible, reliable leader, कैसे? Geographical location, resource allocation, FDI, but what about the data, like how much percentage and by 2030 and then all that solar peninsular country policy push, E20, fuel cell technology, Kerala tidal, Himalayas hydroelectric potential, international initiatives like International Solar Alliance, One World, One Sun, One Grid, livestock industry, biogas, leader of global south. I think very good ideas and facts. But then we have to play with the figures also. You have to speak about that if we are talking about nuclear energy, then what is the percentage? If we are talking about hydel power, what is the percentage? Solar power, थोड़ा तो बोलना ही पड़ेगा, थोड़ा सा तो जन only cutting edge will come. How does agriculture runoff containing fertilizer and pesticides contribute to environmental pollution? Very, very important and a very broad question. Certain inherent policy measures have indirectly, directly contributed excessive use of oil. अब इसकी जगह आप कहते हैं कि not this, actually in the longer run green revolution and the other conditions have led to this situation rather than policy. मतलब पॉलिसी ने जानबूझ के ऐसा नहीं किया, ऐसा हो गया है. ठीक है, यूट्रिफिकेशन ऑफ वाटर बॉडीज लाइक पॉन्ड्स लेक, वो पूछ रहा है कैसे होता है, लेकिन सॉइल इरोजन तो मोनोक्रॉपिंग आ जाएगी इसमें, फ्लडिंग, फिर उसके बाद पोल्यूटेड वाटर स्टेप्स, ग्राउंड वाटर. लेकिन इसमें भी हमको लेके आना चाहिए था, गैंजेस प्लेन्स लेके आने चाहिए, पंजाब हरियाणा ज्यादा लेके आना चाहिए आपको. इसमें मतलब आपको थोड़ा सा तो प्ले करना पड़ेगा. हार्मफुल ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज आर रिलीज फ्रॉम द फील्ड्स, बिल्कुल, नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड, सल्फर ऑक्साइड. So you are able to bring the framework here, but we are not able to, water cycle trap, बहुत अच्छा point है, wheat cycle trap, sorry. MSP for 23 food will lead to farmers to crop, बिल्कुल ठीक बात है. Measures to mitigate decontrol fertilizer prices for efficient resource allocation, neem coated urea, natural organic farming, hydroponics, agri startups. I think good efforts, good try, on track. The growing influx of tourists in Himalayan states have breached the ecological carrying capacity with significant man-made disasters. So what can be implemented to prevent such thing? Very good broad question. Bhutan has implemented tourist permit system to boost in a safe and environment. Supreme Court of India found. Okay. Mussoorie, Shimla, Ladakh. The same applies to coastal states. Okay. Measures. Single window platform will enable planned tourism, manage carrying capacity, homestays in Uttarakhand, village tourism, mapping the hazardous zone ड्यूरिंग मानसून, लैंडस्लाइड अवेयरनेस का भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल है. स्कूल एजुकेशन से लेके कि भाई वीकेंड का मतलब ये नहीं कि गुड़गांव से और दिल्ली से पूरा पहुंच जाओ वहीं पे, पूरा नॉर्थ इंडिया वहां पहुंच जाता है, पूरा साउथ इंडिया कोडगू पहुंच जाता है, या पूरा केरला वाले जो है वहां पहुंच जाते हैं, तमिलनाडु वाले ऊटी पहुंच जाते हैं. तो ये आपको लिखना पड़ेगा थोड़ा, और इस पर प्रैक्टिकलिटी की हमें जरूरत है. आंसर आ चुका है लेकिन और हो सकता है. How do superconductors fuel innovation in diverse fields of science and tech? Okay, brain of machines, very good line. Particle research, God particle, zero electric resistance, lightning speed transmission, very good. Medical industry, MRI machines, superconductors, semiconductors, affordable, seamless and efficient energy transmission, AT&C losses energy, reduced cost, magnetic levitation train use superconductor. I think wonderfully written, on track. Large Hadron Collider, good particle by CERN, quantum computing machines, and even AI में भी है. Therefore, superconductors, high precision, advanced capabilities, and making all round growth. I think good health है. उसके बाद आपने बता ही दिया, काफी सारे एरियाज आपने बताए इसमें, that is fine. India has laws covering almost all types of IPR, numerous enforcement, regulatory, and administrative challenges hamper the commercialization of IPR. Patent Act, 7th WIPO report, wonderfully start, 2022, patent, IPR, copyright, industrial and GI tag. Low conviction rate and lengthy justice delivery process, inadequate infrastructure and lack of trained manpower or trained personnel लिखना चाहिए. Regulatory challenges, tedious complex, 4 to 6 years, loss of first mover advantage due to it, lack of harmonization between DPIT and control. Administrative challenges, understaffed offices lead to blockage and delays, limited use of technology, patent search, online e-filing, real-time, tackling ambiguous in-laws, and over evergreening compulsory in pharma. Therefore, robust regulation is important to streamline IPR sector to streamline, to inducing scientific temper. So that is why in this answer we must be bringing the idea that how intellectual property rights are actually different bodies are doing it, but then थोड़ा सा positive हम लेके आ सकते हैं. Keeping with the challenges, creating integrated theater command, examine how the theaterization of commands can lead to great integration and rationalization, manpower and resources among the three services. Okay. Integrated command, stop, modernize, increase efficiency, operation, preparedness, defense forces. ठीक है बात. Defense doctrine, command control, keywords are there. Potential benefits, unified command structure, synergy between tri-services, tackle command challenge, tri-services. Okay, streamlining the use of military resources, single logistic chain structure will lead to shared intelligence surveillance. I think very well written. You are able to apply the key ideas without repetition. Enhance strategic quotient responsibility, rise in privacy attacks, Arabian Sea, terrorism, China's. Therefore, it will be enable India to tackle multilateral challenges and simultaneous industry. On track, fair enough as far as writing within the time limit is concerned. Treating border regions first, which is not just geography but also in terms of there can be a key strategy for enhancing border security. Could also has the measures being taken by the government in this regard. Again, a very broad question. So vibrant village program, importance, village, border villages, strategically, economically, socially. Okay. Sense of belonging, education, healthcare, they are the eyes and ears actually, first of all. Accessibility, tunnel, telecom, airstrip, bridges, वो सब कुछ है एक तरीके से. गवर्नमेंट का आपने एग्जांपल दिया, बॉर्डर एरिया डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम, कम्युनिटी सेंटर्स, कॉमन सर्विस सेंटर्स, एसेंशियल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, वाटर, फैसिलिटी, रोड्स, ब्रिजेस, हाईएस्ट रेलवे ब्रिज इन J&K, border road organization. I think well written. Again, it is showing your depth, surveillance capabilities, modern drones, UAVs, telecom network, BharatNet product, Wi-Fi services, BSNL. Therefore, all the measures will ensure holistic development of border villages. So I think well written. This answer also in that sense we can say. So this is how it is. So what is your key takeaway in 2 minutes?
So I have to focus little bit more upon creating a wholesome picture, जो initial answers में थोड़ा सा lacking था, and using more appropriate phrases, कहीं कहीं पे जो keywords और आ सकते हैं, तो
तो आ गया है. You are able to hit the answer demand of the answer, but it can be more crispy, it can be more subtle at times. You can create a bigger picture. जैसे थिएटर कमांड के अंदर आप थोड़ा एग्जांपल दे सकते हो. उसके बाद जैसे प्रोसेसिंग में थोड़ा सा 1 सेकंड लेट में आ सकते थे, आने की कोशिश की लेकिन आ नहीं पाए. उसके बाद जो है वो माइक्रो इरिगेशन वाले में भी आप मैप बन सकता है. ऐसा नहीं है, आप बना सकते हो, राजस्थान बन सकता है, फिर उसके बाद जो है मध्य प्रदेश हो सकता है. उसके बाद तेलंगाना के कुछ पार्ट हैं जो बिल्कुल डेजर्टिफिकेशन की तरफ है. मतलब कुछ कुछ आपको इनोवेट करना ही पड़ेगा, तभी हम लीग से हटके लिख पाएंगे. जो सब लिख सकते हैं, थोड़ा सा और आगे आ सकता है, वो हमने पा लिया है, तो अपने आप में बहुत बेहतर है, अपने आप में बहुत कोशिश अच्छी है. वी हैव टू मूव फॉरवर्ड with more and more efforts, with more and more clarity, and I'm sure we are going to bring the best very soon.
जी सर.
Thank you very much.